Well, my expectations about Cannes, would you have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have thought it's an event where the ad tech industry celebrates itself sipping rosé. What I've been experiencing and kind of expect in the last days, I have like about 30 meetings scheduled and I'm running from one end of Cannes to the other one. But what is really great, I can meet all those people who I know from sometimes LinkedIn and phone calls. So it actually exceeds my expectations. I'm very happy.
Wanted to get your sense of where retail media's position is in the hype cycle, or if it even is outside of the hype cycle at this point. What's the general growth outlook for retail media right now as well?
So where it sits on the hype cycle, it actually started a long time ago. It was roundabout in 2014 when Amazon got more serious about retail media. And initially everyone said, well, that's for Amazon, but we are retail and we love our customers and we don't want to become an ad platform. And this sentiment was dragging along for many, many, many years until Amazon had grown this really big. And at some point everyone realized, oh damn, that's actually a severe competitive disadvantage if we don't have that. And all of a sudden this hype started to happening and everyone wanted to get into retail media. And it was sort of seen as the gold mine. Everyone had to cash in now and get the retail media dollars in. And so it started about 2 years ago. What I'm experiencing now is that this initial excitement has turned into frustration in many instances. And the frustration is that it's really hard to bring those ad dollars in and it doesn't match the retailer's expectations. So it's now the point where we somehow have to make it work on the long run. So we are dropping down on the hype cycle and I expect that the industry will evolve over time and grow in a sustainable way.
Well, what do you think will help get it out of this state of the hype cycle right now?
So I think the reason why we see this level of frustration right now is that everyone is making a major effort, but ultimately companies tend to get the same trade dollars in they have gotten before, but you have to make a major effort to kind of get almost the same you got before. And one of the reasons this is so hard is that we are dealing with a lot of fragmentation in the market. So it's hard for brands to spend money across a multitude of retailers, and it's even harder for retailers to sell to those brands that are overwhelmed by the complexity.
So can tech be a cause or maybe a cure of this media fragmentation and the frustrations that go along with it?
Yeah, so how do we solve this now? And we know the fragmentation thing hasn't worked. So where this came from originally, it was a network approach, an ad network approach by Hook Logic. And so we did not have that problem. But when Amazon grew this private markets business, direct sales, everyone wanted to copy it. And what retailers did not like is that there was money in some broader bucket and brands spent it across a multitude of different retailers and also their competitors. So they were trying to leverage the relationships and get the money in direct. So we now know this isn't working to the full extent. So the cure is exactly what we had initially. It somehow needs to get back into an ad network approach. And so if you think about it, there are sort of two elements. There's a demand generation element, and this will be much easier if you back up your direct sales with some ad network approach, and then you need to serve ads. And also the ad serving is not ideal because we tend to clutter websites, so we get demand in and then we are not great at serving it. So like difficulties in raising the money and difficulties in then basically translating ad budgets into tangible sales for brands.
So it sounds like there's a lot of shifts that need to happen to get retail media out of this mire that it's in right now. So with that in mind, how do you think the competitive landscape will evolve going forward? And again, where do you think the growth and momentum in retail media is going to come from?
Yeah, so you have to think, in my opinion, in two dimensions. The first one is, how do you get demand in? And the ad network approach is sort of a kind of programmatic play that will evolve in retail media. It means you need to get budgets from where brands already spend their money. And this will come from the big search companies, at some point Google and Microsoft. It will come out of a Trade Desk or StackAdapt. Amazon is evolving this business into also an ad network approach. So basically build pipes to the platforms where the brands already spend money. This is one element. The second element you have is you still run your direct sales business. And previously you had to collect money for on-site, money for off-site, money for in-store. So what you need is some unified front end, so that given the small scale most retail media networks have, a brand can put in money and spend it at least across all the different properties. So this is stitching in a front end, connecting it to different APIs. So both live on the demand generation side. One coming from ad networks and more of a programmatic approach, the other one from direct sales. All this then is being served mostly on-site today, and so you need stellar ad serving tech that helps, make sure that the ad dollars will yield to sales for the brands. And previously, all those three components were kind of built into monolithic ad stacks and single companies that ran the whole show. And this will no longer be the case. There will be a multitude of different retail media platforms that will build pipes to any demand that is out there. Then there are companies that build the front end. And then there are big ad tech companies that already have demand. So we will have a composable ecosystem of different companies covering certain pieces. And why this is beneficial is, as a retailer, you don't want to make yourself dependent on one single company running it all. You want to be able to replace the ad serving tech if it's no longer good enough. You want to stitch in multiple demand partners and just don't rely on one single sales force. Front end, there are several companies doing that. So we see that composable tech is probably what will shape the industry going forward.